This has been sad, but says former baseball player and turned baseball executive, front office executive Tommy Giordano has died. He was 93 years old, and he served in the front office. So I'm not sure how you would describe that. How you would describe that exactly? It says in 2016, at the age of 91, and in his 69th season in organized baseball. If you're going by all the stuff that he did in baseball together, not just as a player, but serving in the minors and then becoming coach and anything else like that afterwards. He was in his 69th season in 2016. He was slated to serve as a scout and special assistant to the general manager of the Atlanta Braves. If he had lived until October of this year, he would have been 94. He played very briefly in Major League Baseball for 2 weeks. He made his debut on September 11th of 1953. The last game he played would have been that same year, September 26th, 2 weeks later. And in that 2 week time, he hit 2 home runs and had 5 RBIs. Giordano was a Major League Baseball player, scouting and farm system director and minor league manager as a scouter and player development director for the Baltimore. He served as a scout and a player development director for the Baltimore Orioles from 1976 to 87. And he was the one responsible for getting the Orioles to draft Cal Ripken Jr. in the '81 draft. And he signed and developed other players who would help Baltimore win the 1983 World Series, which I think was the only one they ever won, going recently anyway. Giordano was born in New York City, New York. I mean, Newark, New Jersey. Sorry, not even fully there. His nickname was T-Bone. Funny, reminds me of the rapper named T-Bone. He was about 6 feet tall and weighed 180 pounds and threw right-handed. Apart from the 2 weeks that he played in the 1953 season, he only batted .175 with 7 hits, 4 which were extra. And then the rest of his career was spent in the minors. In 1956, he became a player manager for the Milwaukee Braves farm system. Then he returned to the Athletics, which was at that time based in Kansas City, before moving to Oakland. 2 years later, as a minor league manager in 1960, Giordano became a scout working for the Athletics, Cincinnati Reds, Cleveland Indians, Seattle Pilots, which would become the Milwaukee Brewers, and then the Orioles. He was a longtime associate of the late Orioles and Indians executive Hank Peters and former Braves president baseball operations John Hart. It says from 1976, he was a senior scouting player development executive to the Orioles, which was from 76 to 87, and then in 87 he moved over to the Indians and served from 87 to 2000, and then in 2001 he went over to Texas and was serving there from 2001 to 2015. Several times in his career, he has been named what they call East Coast Scout of the Year. And it says he died on the 14th, which was yesterday at 93, sorry. And it says he died from a blood infection, which would be like sepsis or something like that.